we're impressed with you guys, and you guys made it through. You made it through the Wofford selection, and you were recommended by your coaches, and we're excited to work with you. And so Ed Weil has been at Wofford. I've been at Wofford a long time,
Right.
And you've been at Wofford a lot longer than me.
Yeah. I came to Wofford in 1969. I played football and I played baseball. Graduated, married a wonderful lady that kept me out of jail. I graduated with a sociology degree. Went on to work in a job that I really loved. I got fired 3 times in 3 months, and so I had to find something else. So I ended up going to work in the investment business and was very successful. And we had 2 children, and I've lived a blessed life. Mm-hmm. And I am so happy to be here with you guys, to be able to do this. I asked Rod this morning, how did we get to this? To have an orientation for you. Mm-hmm. You know, because what is the Y Initiative? Y'all know what it, anybody even know what it is? Because we just made this up. You know, the Y Initiative is about you, but it's a concierge mentoring program. We want to be sure that you get everything that you want out of this experience and this college experience. We want to be sure that you're successful in whatever you choose to do. And if we have to help you find the thing that's your passion, we want to do that too. But we'll talk about some of that. Coach Ray is an unbelievable coach. 2 of y'all play for him, but I've never met anybody that has more care for his people, for his students, than him. So you've been a coach here for 25 years?
25 years, yeah. So I've got a track record of being with people just like you, and seeing what they do after college, and they make it through the selection process like you all did, and then they make it through this rigorous academic experience and a rigorous athletic experience, and they go on and do amazing things. And I've got proof of that. I've got 25 years worth of proof that's going to happen to you. What we've taken on is we know it's going to happen to you. We want it to happen faster and longer and have it be more impactful than you can even imagine. So, you know, last night was the Boskers, and fantastic job with the microphone interviewing people, and your teams won awards. Well, we want you to keep winning awards like for the rest of your life, and really, really cool awards, and for you and the people you care about. And I think the word there is really impact. We want you to have impact, and we also know that it's going to get harder, and that's not going to bother you. It's going to bother you, but it's not going to set you back, and that's what we want to help you be prepared for as well. Like, things are going to happen. Life's going to hit you hard, but you're going to be more prepared for it than ever. And this program's aimed to help you with that, so that you're a leader during those hard times. Because that's a given, right? Life's going to get. What's going to happen? Well, we don't know. We know that there's going to be a pandemic of some sort, something like that. The economy's going to crash. There's going to be hardship in your family. So if you've already had hardships in your family, or you've been through the pandemic, and you've had financial difficulty, and those things have made you who you are. Well, what we want to do in this Y Initiative is help you be prepared, so that when those things hit you next, that you respond better than anybody else, and than your peers, wherever you are at that point in your life, that you respond better than anybody else, and therefore you have more opportunity for success. But even more important than success is you have more opportunity for leadership in that situation, because we think you're special, and other people are going to need you to lead them, because you're a Wofford student athlete, and we know that that's special. We don't think that's special. We have proof that that's special. Then you're going to be part of a cohort, and you're going to learn from our successes, and also our failures, but you're also going to learn from each other. And we're hoping that this is a cohort that you guys can then bond together and have a special relationship together, and not just for, it wasn't just about last night. I mean, last night was a celebration of what you had done to get there, right? People don't understand how hard you had worked for last night. Well, we want you to be having the Oscars of life at the end of the deal and be going, yeah, I'm still celebrating. I'm still falling in love. I'm still killing it. Okay? Ed drove 4 hours this morning to be here today. Now I know a lot of college students that are like still thinking about getting out of bed, and he drove 4 hours to invest in you, and he's made some unbelievable investments. He's been highly successful. He's made some incredible investments, and he's more excited about this investment. And what's this investment? This investment is you. So he's made some of the most successful investments in the state of Georgia and other states. And he's most excited about investing in you. And I get to be part of that. So we've had a friendship for a while, and when we started thinking about doing this, I said, you mean I get to be part of something special that's going to help young people with Ed Weil? Well, I mean, that's a no-brainer for me, because he's going to be the most passionate, enthusiastic, caring, driven, decisive person that you've ever been around. And you're going to get a chance to learn. And so that is the Y Initiative, and that's why we're glad you're here. And we've got some information that we want to cover. Okay? So stop us with some questions when we get there. So that logo right there is a combination of a Y, a U, which you are the you. We want you to understand who you are. Okay, we're going to help you with that. And it's also a mountain. Okay? So we want to help you locate your mountains and then attack those mountains. And there's some important symbolism in here, because Ed and his wife climbed the tallest mountain in Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro, when they were in their 60s, almost 20,000 feet. And they've never done any hiking before. So that's a representation of a very important mountain, and they're coming. We've still got mountains to climb.
So, like I said, this is a pilot program. If there's something you don't understand or you have a question, it's okay to ask. If we screw up, tell us. It's okay to tell us. But this is a senior mentoring program. I didn't have it when I was here. Rod didn't have it when he was in school. So it's really hard when you're standing in the road and there are no signs. You don't really know which way to go. So it's a senior mentoring program established for, as Rod has emphasized, you are D1 college athletes. You are the most elite of elite. In fact, you're a D1 athlete at one of the smallest D1 schools in the country, if not the smallest. You are the most sought after asset by businesses out there. You need to understand who you are. You are a very, very rare and important asset. So know that about yourself.
Awesome.
So the Y Initiative is a senior mentoring program established for Wofford College elite D1 athletes, and that would be you. Okay?
You have to see yourself that way. You have to see yourself that way. And there will be negative voices coming at you telling you that that's not who you are. And we're telling you, half your job is to see yourself that way. Now the slide on our right, that's a podium. If we get this right, and we're going to get it right, because we're going to win, you're going to be at the top of the podium. That's going to be you. If we take that slide a little further, you're at the top of the podium, the person on your right and the person on your left, you're going to be reaching down and grabbing their hands and lifting them up as well. Personal development program purposely designed to educate, inspire, engage you, the student athletes, to dream big. Like, go after your dreams. We know you've got huge dreams out there. Go after them. It's going to take hard work. You're not afraid of hard work. Like, you're going to have to be creative. You're going to have to be thoughtful. You're going to have to not take no for an answer, because that's going to be that's what the mediocre people want you to do. They want you to take no for an answer. You're going to have to not take no for an answer because you're going to believe in yourself. So you're going to work super hard, and you're going to do it kindly. You're going to be tough, but you're going to be kind. And those two can go together, tough and kindness.
Right, and the be kind part is very, very, very important. I'm sorry. It's very important, and we'll share that with you at the end, because it is a very important part. So I hope you will pay close attention, because the slide tells you you're going to need that and a whole lot more. I would ask you if you're doing an interview with somebody, are you going to hire the smartest kid or person or girl or woman, or are you going to hire the most confident? The person that's most confident in themselves. Our purpose is to make you more confident in yourselves, because I can promise you, I hired a lot of people. I always hired the one that was most confident, because that was the one that always won. He was the one that always, or she was the one that always won. Okay, so you're going to need all this and a lot more to win and live a rich life. And that's what the whole objective is to get you where you want to be, to live a rich life and to win.
We don't know where you want to be, but we know what? We know. Raise your hand. We know you want to win. Raise your hand if you want to win. Yeah, are you committed to winning? We're gonna show you a pathway that demonstrates what it's going to take to win. You know a lot of it, but you need guardrails. You need support, right? We all need support. We want to be the support so you keep winning. You're already winners. We want you to keep winning when it gets tough. And you guys are up for that. All right.
This is the structure. Yeah. So Rod and I are going to teach the class. Rod's good at it. I'm sometimes get carried away. But to be here today, we had to issue you an invitation. But we only issued you an invitation after you got the recommendation of your coach. By the way, there are a lot of guys on your teams that didn't get. You were the recommended candidates. There are people on your team that didn't get recommended. And that's why you're here. You were the recommended candidates. And you have to be a student in good standing. Now, I initially, when I was drafting this slide for us, I put in there you had to have a 3.0 GPA. And I thought, most of these guys probably do have a 3.0 GPA. But if I had been a candidate, I wouldn't have been able to be part of this program because I didn't have a 3.0 GPA or better. I barely had I was so blessed to have the professors that knew the difference between a C triple minus and an F. Okay, so yeah, I just put a student in good standing. How is it going to work? Okay, it's going to be a 4-week program. It's going to be a 1-hour class, 4 consecutive weeks starting in September, and we will come up with the dates and the time to be sure that we don't have conflicts. So you're going to be required 2 hours weekly reading, research, and preparation. And by the way, if you're not prepared to do that, tell us at the end of the meeting. You don't have to be in this program, okay? But you do have to do this work if you are in the program. There'll be a 1-hour class each week. And we're going to utilize the SHK's Learning and Leadership Curriculum. And this first program, we only were taking 8, but we have 10. There will be limited capacity when we do this program again. If we do it again, there'll be limited capacity, and only under certain circumstances will we have more than that. Okay, so Rod, what do you want to add?
We're limiting it because you're important. Because we want to know you. We want to know you, and we know that 8 to 10 is a really good number for us because we get to know you. Now, who knows about SHK? Some of you have had some schooling in SHK. We're going to teach you a little bit more about it.
You're not going to tell them?
SHK. Is that do you learn SHK in business school? Is that where you learn it, SHK? in business school?
Learn it in life.
Learn it. You don't really. It's a little different than the SWOT analysis. SHK. It's a school. It's a really good, really important school. Who could think of what the SHK is? Yeah.
Is it School of Hard Knocks?
Very good.
It is.
Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Have you been there? Not yet.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. not
Okay.
yet.
Okay. We've been there, and it's not such a bad place. Tough at the time, but it's where the best learning comes from.
Learning incubator.
Learning incubator, and when you've been through the School of Hard Knocks, and you learn from it, then you learn that when it comes again, you're looking at, well, this isn't a problem. I've already been there, and I've already learned a lot, and I'm ready for the next challenge. And you've learned that a little bit in sports, but it's a little different when you learn it in real life. And we're going to learn from each other. SHK. Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay. So Ed wrote a book. And Ed came to Wofford, and Ed was tough. Okay? Ed was tough, man. Ed was tough. Like, used to get in fights, and I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit more about it, but used to get in fights and was tough. And if Ed didn't come to Wofford, he didn't have anywhere else to go. You guys know people like that? Right? Like, this was it. Like, if his coach didn't take him, he didn't really have it wasn't looking good. Like, the next, where he was gonna go, it didn't look good. The future was not bright. Well, you're in that situation and you're a young person, and it's most people aren't real nice because they sometimes feel like they've gotten a bad deal. You ever met anybody who felt like they got a bad deal and they're angry at the world, and maybe they did get a bad deal? Well, a lot of people were mean, and Ed talks about your sister came through kind of a similar situation, but she wasn't mean.
Oh, she was very nice.
She was beautiful. Okay. Well, so,
But I don't want to. We don't want to minimize the impact. Like your talks last night, you don't want to minimize the impact that those actions have on people. Because you're going to find out later in life that something you did that you didn't really think much about, it changed somebody's life. You know, I've had stories where people tell me that they were thinking about committing suicide, and they talked with a friend or a cohort, and they didn't even know that they were considering suicide, but they had a conversation with them, and that conversation caused them to change their thinking. So you don't know, and we'll go back to this be kind thing. You know, be kind. But, you know, my book, absent the influence of that coach, Jack Peterson, who's no longer with us, but absent his influence on me, I'm pretty sure that my journey would have ended in a graveyard. I'd have been dead in a graveyard. I mean, I was just that kind of personality. So you don't realize the influence that you can have on the people around you. So be kind. Be kind.
Mm.
And I'm not going to tell you a lot about, except it's a journey of it's a sad journey. I grew up poor white trash, and absent the influence of Jack Peterson, I would have died that way. So that's what the book is about. I wrote it for my grandchildren, to be honest with you. I wanted them to know what they had to do, and the School of Hard Knocks lessons that I had, I wanted to share them with them. You're just the secondary beneficiary of the book. Okay?
Yeah, so beautiful. Mean to Meaningful. Great book. And then I wrote a book. And it's not mean, but it's hard. Hard comes first, and I guess it could be mean. There was some meanness in it. Maybe one or two of you read the book. Not sure, but it could have been mean. but it's a story that I wrote. That I felt moved and called to write a story about overcoming challenges. And my story is I work with the top 1%. I work with people like you. You're in the top 1%. Smart, good-looking, athletic people. And then one of my children went to school here, and one of my children has autism, and he actually ran cross country, Division I cross country in college, but certainly a challenge. And that story, Hard Comes First, is a lot about the difference between working with elite people and who were killing it, and what I've learned from my special needs son, and how working with somebody with challenges has helped me to be a better coach with elite people. And so that's a little bit of, it's a lot of that story. And because of those challenges that I've had, I now see the world a little differently, and that's a blessing to me. I needed to see the world a little differently. I was too selfish before that, and so those challenges came my way, and it helped me to have a richer life and to see the world differently. And I needed that, and so part of my mission is I want that for others. And so that's the story of my book. Okay, so you're important to us. We've been working on this program together. Ed and I've been working on it. We've got a curriculum. We're working on it. We see you at the top of the podium. We're gonna invest our time and our experiences and our resources for you to be successful, for you to be our first cohort. We want to learn from you, and we're going to learn from you. We're going to learn from you. We're going to attack this. That's who we are. We attack things, and so we're here to help you, and we want you to be successful, and we want you to understand who you are, and then go after that. And that's what this cohort is going to do. Ed, anything to add to that?
I think that's it.
Okay, so we've talked a good bit about this. Coaching, guidance, advice, care. We care about you. We're going to demonstrate that. We're going to have some reading, like we said. It's going to be valuable to you. We're not going to waste your time. It's going to be valuable to you. We also, when those times get tough, or when they're really good, you're going to do it with great character, because that's super important. Like, we want you to be ready to make those hard decisions, and do those hard decisions well, and know which decisions you're going to do really well. Like when that moment comes, attack that moment. Important moments in your life. I've been married 33 years, okay? And I met my wife. I saw her, okay? You know those moments? You see her, right? You take notice. And then what happens? You get competitive, right? Competition and love go well together. So I saw her. I got competitive. So I said, sweetheart. I didn't say sweetheart. I was thinking sweetheart. I said, you and I should go to lunch together. Because you're going to marry me. And this would be great if you go to lunch with me. And that's how it started. And we went to lunch, and that was very, very, very on point. Like, that was a big decision. And that's how I met my wife, and we went to lunch, and I knew I was going to marry her. And I was highly competitive, highly loving, and went after that. And been doing that, like, courting her, dating her, loving her ever since. But very decisive that way. Didn't mess around. We've been through hard times, like really hard times. But super cool. I'd run into a burning building to save that woman, like with no hesitation. With no hesitation. There's other things in my life that I would give my life for with no hesitation, right? Because why? Because I know who I am. Okay? I know who I am. So character, We want you to have strong character. We want you to have a strong belief in yourself. And we want you to be humble, right? To do it with humility. And that's super important, right? We want you to celebrate the success of others, right? How does Rod Ray get paid? How do I get paid?
I know.
You know, yeah, you know.
It's not your pay.
Yeah,
It's not money.
it's not money.
Because I know you can make a hell of a lot more
Yeah.
money doing something else.
Yeah, I need money, right? I need money. Sam Hatt's gonna walk in here in a minute, I hope, and he's my boss, and I follow his rules, and I am on his team. When he comes in here, he'll know I am. There's nobody more on his team than I am, but he's not really my boss. I work for these guys. Okay, I work for those guys. That's who I really work for. I really work for those guys. I work for them. Sam Hatt's my boss, and I got that straight. So it's never a problem. Okay, that's never an issue. If he wants my advice, I'll give it to him, but I'm not only giving it to him unless he wants it. And that allows me to do what? To coach them really well, to love them, right? And so those kind of decisions are really, really important. And you don't always learn those in school, but they're super important. Okay, knowing who you work for and to get that piece right. Okay.
In the School of Hard Knocks, we hopefully we will make this fun. Some of these stories are self-deprecating, and they are. You're gonna go, you did what? I can't believe that. I mean, really? So we're gonna try to make it entertaining, but in ways that will make it meaningful, and to cover in our lesson plans the family attitude, character, kindness, and humility. We're going to hit on those because those are some of the most important things in your life.
I mean, they're important in every way. They're important. Like, you want to be successful, you've got to do some things. You got to do some pivotal moments, decisions that come, that you need to get that decision right?
Why did Shedeur Sanders not go to the 5th round? This is a perfect example. Enough said.
That cost him a lot of money. I mean, at the end of the day, that cost him a lot of money. He didn't have to, right? Okay, so you're in a cohort. We want in-class discussions, and we're not afraid to make it personal. Okay, we're not afraid to make it personal. Like,
And you guys can learn as much from each other if you open up as you could ever learn from us. But you need to know that on the front end, that you can learn from each other.
like, you guys are men. You knew that, right? You're men. Everybody knows that. And so we want you to take that on seriously and really be a leader, and love well, and know how to do that really well, right? You're smart people. We want you to know how to do that really well. And when you get those opportunities, we want you to seize them.
And to go back to the last issue here, we are available for each one of you all to contact, talk to, discuss issues 24/7. That's concierge mentoring.
Yeah.
But we also are conscious of the fact that it's not what you know, it's who you know. So to the extent that we can facilitate introductions to people and get you, if you're not already plugged into the career services resources, that is very important. I am shocked at how many students I talked to when I worked a long time ago. People would call me, students would call me and say, hey, I want to come down and intern with you. Well, great. If you've been over, what did Kurt McPhail say? Who was he? Well, he's the head of career services. Hey, Nate. Hey, guys. This is our boss, right?
Nate, come in. Welcome. Come in.
Yeah,
come in. Whatever it is you want to be, we can help connect you. So it's not always what you know, but it's often who you know. And if we don't know somebody, we're not afraid to ask, are we?
Right.
We're not afraid of that.
Right.
We can help do that.
But we're only here to help you help yourself. Help you help yourself. Those people that would call and ask me for internships, if they hadn't been to see the people in career services, what do you think my response is? No. I mean, obviously, you're not a person that I would want. You're not exploiting or exploring all the resources that you have available to you already. So, I want to help you help yourself. That's part of our objective.
And would they ever go to career services and then come back to you? You're like,
Yes.
oh, this is good.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So
And Kurt would call and say, "You don't want them." No, that's not true.
there it is again. That's going to be a big theme right there. Dream big, right? Dream big. You have big dreams. Don't be scared of them, right? Wofford student athletes, don't be scared of them.
And let us help you find them.
Yep. We're going to help with that. We know you're not afraid to work hard.
Yeah. You can't win if you don't work hard. I have an old saying, a saying that's in my book. My grandmother, she was widowed with 3 girls that were 3, 5, and 7 years old, and she never remarried. But she's the wisest, and she did not have a college education. But she's the wisest lady I think I ever knew. And to be around her just made you feel good. The only thing, I got ready to go to college. By the way, she never had a driver's license. She walked everywhere. She walked and she worked. She cleaned offices. She got my mom to come get her at her house and brought her to my mom's house so she could tell me, or she could share the following message. She said, "Eddie, always remember, you have to do your best to be your best."
Love that.
You have to do your best to be your best. I'll never forget that.
We see you as kings. We believe you're meant to win. We want to help you do that. Okay. Questions. You're going to have some requirements. We've got some, and so we've told you a little bit about the requirements. We're going to give you some requirements. You're going to have some summer reading. We're going to introduce that to you today. There's also, we're ending a little early, which is good, right? Professors always end a little early. Students like that.
No.
And so we're going to end a little early today. If this program's not for you, then that's okay too. And you can be decisive and tell us that this isn't for you. We hope that it is for you. We already know a little bit about you. We want to know more about you. We hope this program is for you. But if it's not, that's okay. But we're gonna give you some reading material today. It won't start until after exams. So you can focus on your exams, and then begin the reading program, and then we'll start the program in September.
What are y'all's expectations after you hear this now? What are your expectations for this program going to be?
Oh, and first thing comes to your mind about this. What do you think? You okay?
Yeah, just learn a lot from y'all, and, like the experiences you've been through.
Build confidence and understand where to go based on you guys' experiences.
Yeah. Confidence is so important, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people make bad decisions because they're not confident. They make bad decisions. Low confidence, low self-esteem is a killer for people, right? So knowing who you are and be comfortable with that, and being around guys who are is super important. Good, thank you. Yeah.
Failures are the most powerful
Yeah.
teachers.
Yeah. Got a boatload of those. Okay. Okay. So but those are important. It's important, and we'll be vulnerable with you and sharing some of those. And I think those will be helpful for you. Some of my mistakes were arrogant, so that when you hit the ground running after college, you don't make some of the same mistakes. And I think that's valuable. Yeah. Thanks.
A lot of my mistakes came from lack of leadership. You didn't know who to follow. You didn't know what to do. Hopefully you don't run into any of those kind of situations. Yeah. And I've known Dr. Samhat since he's been here the whole time. And Nate, we really appreciate you being here because we need your support. And you are an unbelievable leader here.
Well, you're very kind. I've made more than a few mistakes, as in I would say a couple things. This is a great opportunity for you guys. This is year 12 finishing up here. Knowing Ed, even before I started here, because you were on the committee. And
I chaired that committee.
yeah, it's great. It's the smartest committee ever. They picked me. Smartest group of folks I ever seen, except for Rod. And my tennis has improved 1,000% getting lessons from you. These are two of the most inspirational guys you'll meet. And you listen to their short stories and share your story and learn from it. It's really powerful. I do think that mistakes are a part of life. Failure is a part of life. But if you don't harness it and learn from it, then you're just spinning your wheels, right? Failure is an opportunity to learn. It's not an opportunity to fall. And so too many people don't appreciate that. And they just think life is one big upward slope. And first of all, if that's the case, life is boring, right? Life is incredibly boring. Life is, in fact, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You just want that slope, those ups and downs to trend upwards. Good decisions follow from making mistakes. Good decisions follow from failure. The only thing I'll say is, these guys have said it already up there, work hard, right? Work hard. Take advantage of opportunity. If someone gives you an opportunity, say yes, because when you say no, they're not going to ask you again. And that has happened when I've asked people, I'd like you to do this. No. No, let me think about no. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's your choice. But I never went back to them again. Right? So take advantage of opportunity. Work hard, take advantage of opportunity. And do your best. Because that's where you develop and cross paths with people in your life who will be your mentors, who will notice what you are doing and say, hey, I got someone who can do this. I've seen what they do. I've seen their enthusiasm. I've seen the good work they do. And because if you're just sitting around doing nothing, no one's ever going to tap you on the shoulder and say, I've got an idea. Or how about, why don't you do this? Okay. Now you guys are student athletes. You're highly motivated. You work hard at what you're doing and what you love. So those should be easy lessons to absorb. Yes. So work hard, say yes, do your best, and you will find that up and down pattern that we all experience in life will trend upwards over the course of your life, because life is long. You don't reach the top at 30. Okay, you reach the top in your 50s and 60s. Okay? That's where professional peak occurs. Not in your 30s, in your 50s and 60s. So that's all I got.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, great coach. All right, we're gonna
Question. Other questions. But come on. You know, Nate's here. We can call on people now. Questions.
What sort of reading are we doing?
That's a great question.
Okay.
We gonna do it now?
We're gonna do it now.